Hello guys, welcome to CodeStudio. This is our third session in model deployment playlist where we will discuss about how to deploy machine learning model in a Microsoft Azure IAAS platform, that is a infrastructure as a service platform. This is one of the cloud model where we create a virtual machine and buy all the services, infrastructure services like a storage, memory, a CPU, all those things also will be purchased. Then after we install all the required resources like a operating system and the application maintenance files. Okay, you can check the complete playlist by clicking on the I button where we have discussed how to perform a exploratory data analysis, how to build a model and save it as a pickle file. Also, we have discussed how to set up a Flask project and build a UI HTML page to predict the results based on the input values. Okay, in this session we specifically discuss about ML deployment in Azure cloud platform. So here is the architecture of this deployment where client could be web browser or mobile devices, etc. Okay, and Nginx, it will be act as a web server and a reverse proxy. This means Nginx will sit between the, your Flask and application and the external client and forward all your client requests to running Flask application. Now the guinea corn. Uh, it's a green unicorn. Okay, it's a Python web framework. I mean, it is like a Python web server gateway interface, that is a WSGI HTTP server for a Unix. Okay, it will be used to forward the request from your Nginx server web server to your Flask application. Okay. And this supervisor is a client server system that allows its users to monitor and control the number of processes on a Unix like operating system. Okay, a supervisor can handle auto reloading the G unicorn, that is unicorn, if it is crashes or if your server is rebooted unexpectedly. So this will be the architecture we are going to use in our deployment. Okay, now here is the task list which we are going to perform to deploy a machine learning model into an Azure cloud platform of IAAS cloud model. So first step is we'll train the model and save it as a pickle file. Then second step would be create a web app for a prediction using a Flask. Then third step would be we will create a virtual machine in a Azure cloud platform. Then we will deploy our code, that is a machine learning project code, into the VM server using WinSCP or third-party tools. Okay, and then we'll configure the Flask project and install all the required Python libraries to run our application. Okay, and then after we will install the Nginx web server, Unicorn, and the supervisor to run our Flask project. Okay, once we are done with the deployment, this will be the final application which will be looks like. Okay, so guys, here is the Flask project, which is consist of following folder models where we have uploaded the model pickle file and then the column.json file. A static folder which contains all the static resources like say CSS, JavaScript, or image file. Template where we have uploaded our index.html file. Okay, and this is for virtual environment, and this is our Flask application, that is a main application where we have two routes. First one is to call the index.html page. Okay, then second route is in the prediction. So when you click on the predict button from the page, okay, this route will get invoked and the associated method will be invoked, and this method will be used to predict the your results. Okay, so these are the input parameters we are receiving from the index.html page, and we build a custom method to predict the results, and the resulted output will be returned to our index.html page. Okay, so here is a custom method which we have developed to predict the results. Here we are trying to load the pickle file and column.json file, and based on the parameters we are creating a input entries, the n dimension array, and passing to the model.predict method to return the results. Okay, so the same method is invoked here, okay, which will return the predicted value. So guys, to know more about this code development, you can click on the I button to see the end-to-end machine learning development project playlist too, where we have tried to explain each of these code files. Okay, now the final file is the requirement.txt, where we have uploaded all the required libraries. So basically these are these many number of code files we have to deploy into to the server to run our machine learning project. Okay, log into Azure cloud platform. Now click on create resource to create a virtual machine. Okay, so in this session we are going to create a Ubuntu server. I'll select a free trial. Okay, enter all the required fields. Okay, and the size would be like in the standard says 1 CPU 1 GB RAM. Okay, for SSH connection, either you can create a SSH public key, okay, or else you can select the password option to create a the password, user and password, so that directly you can connect to this virtual machine using third-party tools like you put your WinSCP. Let me create a user and password for this. And in select inbound port, we need to select the HTTPS and HTTP ports also, so that our application should get invoked from web browser. Okay, now click on the next. Here we can see the storage of 30 GB and the OS stuff as a premium SSD. Okay, now click on the networking, review all this. I'm leaving as is for now. Next. Once you're used to review and create tab, okay, you can go through all these options, and you can finally click on create button to create the virtual environment. Once you click on the create button, it will show the screen like this, okay, where it will give a message like your deployment is underway. So it is creating a virtual environment for us. Once it is completed, you will see the message like this. Okay, so now to go to the virtual machine section, just click on this. Okay, this is our virtual machine, where you can find all the relevant information, like what is the public IP for this your virtual machine, what is the operating system, what is the size, what is the status of the virtual machine, where is the location. Okay, now to deploy our code to this virtual machine, okay, we have to use a third-party tool called WinSCP. Okay, and to connect this virtual machine, we need this public IP, okay, or a public DNS plus username and passwords. We already saved our username and password, so we will copy this and we'll try to connect the server using WinSCP. Okay, here is a tool called WinSCP. So let me create a new connection. Here is my IP. So port will be 22 for SSH and user and password. So let me copy paste my user and password. Click on yes. So the right side section is my virtual machine location, okay, and the left side is my local machine location, so where I have my code bundle. So before moving this, migrating this code into the servers, let me create one folder. Okay, let me rename it. Now let us move the code. We'll deploy only following folders. Okay, so first one is a model, then after template, statics, and these two files. So we have migrated all our code files into the server, that is virtual machine. Now we will connect a Unix box to install all the required Python libraries, like like pandas, numpy, and all the other relevant. Okay, and also we will install the nginx web server. So let us connect the putty. So using this, we can connect. Enter the password. So let us check the current directory. So this is basically our home directory. Now let us install the Python and the pip installer before importing the other required libraries. To install a Python library, here is the command. Okay, so sudo apt install python 3. It seems the Python is already installed. Now let us install the pip3, that is the standard package manager for Python. Now let us install the nginx web server by running below command. Okay, so the nginx web server is installed. To check the status of nginx, this is the code. So it is currently running, active. Okay, if you wanted to stop the nginx web server, here is the command. You can run. Okay, now let us check the status. So it's been stopped. To start this, let us check the status. Okay, so we have installed the nginx web server. Now let us hit the URL. Okay, in web browser, and it must display the nginx the default page. Okay, so now you can see the default page of nginx. It seems our nginx web server is running, up and running now. Now we have to change this default page to our custom page. I mean, we have to redirect instead of this default page to our the custom page. For that we have to do some configuration change at the nginx level. Okay, so let us do that. So first command is delete the default page by running this command. Now create a configuration to redirect from default page to our custom page. Okay, so I'm creating a configuration page, a file. So here is a piece of information. We have to place it in our configuration file. Okay, so let us understand what are this. Okay, basically the Nginx will listen on the port 80 and the server name is this, that is the RIP. Okay, and this is the root directory. These are the two directories we are going to create to store the log messages. Okay, log files of Nginx server. Okay, and here is the location. Okay, where this URL is nothing but our Flask application running on another Flask framework. With this configuration, we are telling like whenever the user hits the URL, okay, slash, then automatically it has to redirect from this this to this internally, where our custom page will be placed. Okay, so let us paste this information and save the file. Okay, it's been saved now. Now the third step is to create a symlink to call our configuration file. Okay, instead of default page. Okay, we just run the symlink command. Okay, to call our configuration file instead of a default page. Let us also create the directory to store the log files of Nginx. Okay, so here is the command. So I'm creating a directory inside this my location. As we did the configuration changes at the Nginx level, now we have to restart our Nginx web server. So here is the command to restart this. So we are done with the configuration changes at the Nginx level. Now we will install the virtual environment for our Flask application. Okay, so to install the virtual environment, here is the command. We have just imported the library to create a virtual environment. Now we will create a virtual environment in our application. Okay, for that, first what we will do, we'll navigate to our folder, that is a project folder. Now let us create a virtual environment directory. Now create a virtual environment. So we are done with the virtual environment creation. Now we can activate this by running this command. Okay, so now we can see the virtual environment is activated. Now we will install all the required libraries required for our Flask application. Okay, so we have imported all those libraries in a requirement.txt file, so we will execute that. Okay, so here is the command. So basically this requirement.txt file is placed under this particular directory. Okay, and to install this, here is the command pip3 install. It takes some time to install all the required libraries. Okay, now to run the Flask application, we need to install the gunicorn. It is a Python WSGI HTTP server for a Unix. Okay, so let us install the gunicorn. Now let us start the gunicorn to run our Flask application. So let us switch to our directory where our Flask application is and run the command below like this. So gunicorn is your module name of Flask application, and it is your application object. Okay, and that is the work process number 3. And when you hit this URL now, okay, it will redirect to your custom page. Now you can enter some dummy values and check whether the prediction is working. Yes, it is working now. Okay, there is a problem with gunicorn. Okay, so let us see what is that. If I kill this session, okay, so my gunicorn process has been stopped now. Now let us try to run and see. Okay, so bad gateway. It means to run our application continuously, the gunicorn process has to be up and running continuously. Okay, to make it up and running continuously, we need to install the supervisor. Okay, which is used to monitor and control all the processes in Unix operating system. Okay, in our case, it will try to monitor and control the gunicorn processes, and whenever it find the gunicorn process has been stopped, it will restart those gunicorn processes automatically. To install a supervisor is the command. Now we have to create a supervisor configuration file, and we have to paste our required information. So to create a supervisor configuration file, so here is the command. So I'm creating a end-to-end v1 configuration file inside this directory. Basically here is a piece of information which we are going to paste it in the supervisor file. Okay, so it is a directory. Here is the command. Okay, where we are telling system to to run the GUnicorn process for our Flask application. Okay, and here is the two log files we are creating to maintain the supervisor logs. Okay, so let us copy this, paste it here. Okay, we have created a supervisor file. Let us create a few of the log directories to maintain the log files of supervisor. So here is the three commands. I'm creating a directory called the supervisor log. Inside supervisor log, these are the two files will be created to store the logs of supervisor. To enable the configuration, just run the following commands: supervisor reread, then update, and the reload. Okay, you can also check the supervisor status using this. So now it is currently up and running now. So let us go to the web browser and hit the URL. Yeah, now it is working fine. You see, even we kill the session, the URL is working fine now. Okay, so that's all guys, today's session. So I hope you understood how to create a virtual environment and install all the required libraries to run and test our machine learning models. If you like our videos, please like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you.